Benjamin, please. Are you kidding me? You want to join us?
What happened?
You want to join us here?
I'm here, G.
Please. My God. Welcome to United Wrestling Alliance. Ringmasters, the Super Summer Sizzler, as put forth last week by Benjamin Halllifax.
That's Benjamin Halllifax, the third to you.
Hall of Famer.
Let me tell you
Benjamin
something.
Halllifax.
Let me tell you something. We got a hell
Hall
of
of
a show
Famer
this
ketchup.
week. We got a hell of a show this week. And by the way, for all you fans out there that are wondering,
Yeah.
I'm going to set you straight right now. Ketchup does not need to be refrigerated.
Right. Yeah, we'll see in about 20 minutes how you feel, pal, after eating that rancid ketchup. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the preview show. For the first time ever, Benjamin, we are going to go to 3 separate live satellite feeds. One to Devastating Derek's Villa in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. One to Bombshell Billy's log cabin up in the Adirondack Mountains. One...
Log cabin.
That's where he's up in the log cabin thinking before their big matches. And then another one all the way... Oh, please. All the way to... I don't know where they are. Where the hell's the family?
I'll tell you where
Stagg, McCracken, live via satellite. They're up first. Those big mouth sons of... They're up first.
they're at the
You and I are going to go live to them.
they're at the Blue Walrus bar.
A Blue Walrus?
Yeah.
What the hell's that?
You
Never heard
don't,
of
you
it.
don't want to know what kind of bar that is. I don't know where the hell they are.
Yeah.
We got big interviews, a big preview show for you Time Warner viewers out there. Let me tell you this.
That's right. Time Warner exclusively.
That's right. Let me tell you this, you little puke Jordan Torbett.
Hey! He's got some special things for you. We're going to get to all that next week after we give out the email address this week. We're going to get to the big contest that's been going on, the I Hate Benjamin contest. Right?
I love Benjamin.
Well, you do?
Yes, I do.
Let me ask you this, Ben.
What are you, shaving your...
What? We're gonna recap the matches that are coming up for Summer Sizzler. We're gonna show you the angles that brought you this far. We're gonna show you the Ultimate Jeopardy matches that got these matches hooked up. We're gonna show you all that, much more. But before we go anywhere, we're gonna bring you to 2 very angry gentlemen. Is Big there? Anybody know? I don't know if Big's there or not.
I don't know if Big is there, but I just want to sit back and watch the match.
Thank you, Ed.
That would be Hall of Famer Pat Patterson.
See if we can get down to the family. See if we can family there, buddy. I think we're about... Do we got those 2 sitting down there? They've got a lot of things to talk about, Benjamin. Can you hear us? Now, I say, can you guys hear us over there? Can you hear us?
What?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. Finally got airtime? What's this Kielgood
they're
Hallfix?
there.
We finally get our time now after 20 minutes of Bombshell Billy flapping off his gums, letting all the hot air out.
All these ex-champions
I
get
thought,
this airtime.
I thought the egg dome was going to deflate.
Benjamin, Johnny Kielgood along with Benjamin Parker.
The hell's that mean?
The egg dome.
Please, let's try to keep the disparaging remarks to a minimum here, guys. Now, what we've got coming up is the Super
We got
Summer
Bombshell calling
Sizzler.
McCracken. Well, I won't repeat it again, but we all heard last week. That was pretty
Right.
disparaging.
I
Right?
think
He's going to be a great champion. Those... Not.
You don't sound too confident.
Yeah.
Sam.
You don't sound too confident. What's that, your houseboy?
Last week, Bombshell Billy ranting and raving about how this man, all he wanted to be was his little lackey and a da-da-da-da-dee. But you think, well, I'll let him explain it to you. But tell you one thing, who brought this man in? I did.
Bombshell
Just
Billy.
remember that.
Bombshell Billy did.
I did.
Kielgood, you can rewind the Battle Clash tape, and you'll watch at the end of the match, when Mark Stagg comes to make the save, he'll nail Bombshell Billy, he'll nail everybody else. What's up, buddy?
We got some
Hey!
visitor there. What's that all about?
We got a cat here.
My buddy.
Can you, please?
That's our mascot. That's a family mascot, Gemini.
Get it, Gemini, time to go.
My
buddy.
goodness.
Jesus.
More interruptions.
About the
no matter
only
what.
you guys are going to be getting.
Excuse me?
Now let's
That's the
talk
only
about first.
interesting you guys are going to be getting.
You're flipping your
Mark
guns like
Stagg
Bombshell was last
come
week.
to the end of that match, and he'll nail everybody, but he does not nail MC Kraken. Does he do it on purpose?
Mark Stagg doesn't nail anybody.
He doesn't nail his friends.
Oh, he nails his friends. Just ask Devastating Derek.
You don't want me to come
Hey,
down
I'm just
there.
saying. Let's ask Devastating Derek. Let's ask Bombshell Billy.
Those weren't his friends.
Formerly Metal Bob. Now you're all patched up.
Better watch
What's the
your back.
matter? Did you finally ride in the ambulance with him?
Metal Bob,
Watch your back, McCracken. Watch your
about it.
back.
way back when,
All right.
Metal Bob hurt his knee.
Right.
They're pretty bad.
Way back when. And that knee still bothered him to this
You were there.
I was there. Who took him to the hospital? Who rode with him? Who drove him there?
Wasn't devastating.
It
Derek.
wasn't
Think
Devastating Derek.
What
It
about-
wasn't Bombshell Billy.
What about the
It was
Axiom
Mark
incident?
Stagg.
What about Axiom?
Stagg.
What about Axiom, pal?
Exactly. It was me, not Devastating Derek, not Bombshell Billy.
Didn't he have to?
Best friends, his
Please.
tag team partners, his confidants. No, it was Mark Stagg, some sort of an outsider, not in Hard Net.
What about when he hurt his elbow?
We were there last week. I took him to the hospital.
But what about the first time? The original injury. Did you ride in the ambulance?
Settle down.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right,
Didn't you have to coerce? He had to coerce you to get you into the, take him to the damn hospital from the Lost Horizon. I know the story, Stagg. I know it all.
Yeah, but you think about it though. Bombshell Billy, Devastating Derek, they thought it was all a joke. They just left. They left.
What?
Laying there. They let him lay in there.
All right,
Devastating Derek wasn't even in the
gentlemen.
building.
All right, gentlemen.
And Bombshell
All right,
Billy-
gentlemen.
Let's get back.
Let's get back to this interview here.
You're talking about personal things, behind the scenes, hot, heated things that go on between friends many years ago.
Anyway, the point
It's
was-
no secret the four of you grew up together.
The point is that
It's
Metal
most
Bob.
connected. We are the most connected group in wrestling today.
Connected
there is no
group?
friction, there is no animosity. We are champions, and we respect one another.
Tail the trunk like 4 elephants.
I have always respected Metal Bob, and
Oh.
now he's with us.
And
He's
Derek's
no longer
always-
with Hard and Heavy. He's with us now.
Never,
How much-
never cared about Metal Bob.
I got a couple of questions for you.
Benjamin has a...
How much did you pay him?
Yeah.
Hey, who?
How much did you pay Metal Bob to come over to the family?
Metal Bob saw the light. He knows that Hard and Heavy in the past.
How much
The
did you pay
past, the present,
corporal punishment and tall enough
future.
to save your butts?
What?
How much did you pay Corporal Punishment until enough to save your butts and save your tag team titles against Hard and Heavy?
We didn't. We just ran out the wind. No, we
Okay,
had
now
nothing
on
do
to
with
the
that.
Summer Sizzler.
Yeah?
Is that good? Summer Sizzler time?
No, you talk
These
about
guys are a bunch
Bombshell
of
Billy
ass.
while he's wrapping up his mouth.
Okay.
Then you can
last
talk about the Summer Sizzler.
We've had 20 minutes of Bombshell Billy. Now it's time for the 20 minutes of the greatest tandem today, Mark Stagg and MC.
You just had 10!
We're not counting that.
You're
That was
flapping your
their
gums.
frickin'
We don't be
flapping
answering
gums.
your questions. He's got to talk.
Well, we are conducting the
All right,
interview.
all right,
Sorry, we'll
all
just
right.
be quiet.
We got the big forehead.
About-
What's his name now? The big. What is it? The big.
The big forehead, that'd be tall enough.
What was his name? I can't
I
remember
forget what his name is now.
He's got so many friggin' nicknames.
What are you talking about?
Damn hypocrite.
Oh, yeah. Tell him about that.
Okay. The
The
hypocrite.
forehead?
Bombshell Billy.
Are you talking about Fathead?
Fathead.
Fathead. Thank you.
Somebody said fathead the other day. I don't know what it means.
Hypocrite, fathead. All right. It's Bombshell Billy. Former champion, plain and simple, will never be champion again. Number one, Bombshell
What do you
Billy.
mean? This is number 2. You already did number 1.
I'm on number one now. Number
I
one,
think I just did number 2.
Bombshell Billy last week saying that he's such a better wrestler as I am. Number one, I have this.
Oh, wait a minute.
Proves I am the number one wrestler in the UWA today. Plain and simple, Kielgood. What does this prove?
Hey,
And
first of all,
Benjamin's lucky.
now wait a minute. Benjamin, I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to accept that, and you're better than that. You know that MC McCracken is a fine athlete. Probably the most improved wrestler of the year, bar none. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like his tactics, but the man's got talent.
He's got talent. I just don't like his attitude sometimes.
Well, that's all right. What do you mean? Your attitude was just like his when you were in wrestling, you prima donna.
What'd you
He's
call
another
me?
hypocrite.
He couldn't
I only
see my
dated her
feet.
once.
Never mind.
Now
What'd you
then,
say?
you're a fine talent, but the way you go about things...
Last week, complaining about, how this man turned his back on him.
Yeah.
About how this man was his lackey. How this man wanted to be
But-
Bombshell.
Don't say it.
Okay
please.
for Bombshell Billy to turn on Devastating Derek for his goals. That's okay. Well,
But
when Metal Bob
Devastating
does
Derek
that,
understands what I had to go for. I was going for the world title. Well, what did this man do?
Exactly.
This man went for the world
Exactly.
title, and he is now the champion.
but Metal Bob does it.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say Bombshell is?
A hypocrite.
Bombshell Billy's out for
I don't like the way you emphasize that hippo.
And and he's out for himself. If Devastating Derek really trusts him, I can't understand one good reason why. One simple reason why. Why shouldn't Devastating Derek turn on Bill for this?
Well,
why?
I'm going to tell you a little story, gentlemen, that both of you know, especially Mark Stagg knows. Some years ago, Devastating Derek turned on Bombshell Billy.
And it was well worth it. What did he get out of that?
He got a title.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what, it's just turned up. These two are such incredible athletes, are such a competitive spirit, that it's tough for him to stay. What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
We're on TV, and the Commissioner Ravicell is right in the next room here. He'll cut your feet, pal. Now then. So these two have gone back and forth. They've had feuds. They've fought each other. They've been together. But through it all, I believe they've respected each other enough to know that really to get anywhere in this business, they're going to have to stick together from now on, especially since the culmination of the family.
The only thing we can't figure out why is it's okay for Bombshell Billy to turn his back on his friends, but this man here, he can't do it.
I'm not saying. I said it wasn't right either way.
Anyways, the reason why this man wanted to be Bombshell Billy is he wanted the gold. That was the only reason. This man had to help out Bombshell Billy all the way.
And I got news for you, Bombshell Billy. You said last week that I don't know everything you know. Let me tell you something. You don't know everything I know. You don't know everything Mark Stagg knows. You don't know everything Mr. Big knows. And you certainly don't know everything Metal Bob knows. And
Is Metal Bob giving you hints?
And you know what you know what they told me?
I'm sure Bombshell Billy knows some of the porno websites.
You know. Plain and simple, pal.
Benjamin.
We can do your same 5 moves every damn day.
He doesn't
Oh,
help.
please. Benjamin
Your
and
turn.
Stagg, please. Look, now stop everything. Just stop it.
What?
Let's get to a couple of things here.
Bombshell Billy killed her last week.
I know. I'm going to ask you the question.
Hey, close caption for the hearing impaired.
This may come as a shock to you, Mark Stagg, but I was conducting that interview. And if you'd let us do the same here today, please give us that courtesy.
Bombshell Billy, but for us, of course.
Now, I want to talk about the actual matches. First of all, I want to talk to you, Mark Stagg. You and Mr. Big are taking on Havoc and a mystery partner.
I don't go for that either, but no.
So the commissioner thinks that just because we're the World Tag Team Champions, that we should prepare for anyone. That we should know who we're wrestling against.
You don't sound too confident.
I can give you...
It's not the point. We get the jobs all the time. We don't get to know who the
Bombshell
partner is.
Billy doesn't. He gets to know every stipulation, every wrestler he gets to wrestle.
But that doesn't make
ever
a
us.
difference. We've beaten Havoc before, and we've beaten everyone else.
Who the hell is he anyway?
We've beaten everyone else before. It doesn't make a difference. We're gonna win again and hold these belts. We're never gonna lose them.
Speaking of those belts, Mark Stagg, where is Mr. Big right now?
Don't worry about that. He's taking consider some business
Don't worry about that.
elsewhere.
Breaking some kneecaps? Is that what you're saying? Is that the kind of business you're talking about?
Don't you worry about it.
Don't you guys worry? Is that what you're
Don't
saying?
worry your fat head about it.
Hey!
All right, all right.
Where the hell are you? If you're lucky you're down here, I'd smack the living out of you.
Hey!
You don't
Benjamin.
want me to come down to the studio. You really don't.
Give him the beat.
Hey, you don't give the beefer on live television. Let me ask you this.
What?
Mr. Big and
I'm not
yourself,
afraid of the beefer. I'll shake
how do you
hands.
prepare?
I'll shake hands with beef.
Please.
What was that question again?
How do you prepare for a mystery opponent? How do you prepare
It
when
doesn't
you know
make
what's
a
coming?
difference. It's the
You
same
guys
thing
put yourself in this
week in, week
situation
out. It's the
by
same
double
thing
teaming Havoc.
Week in and week out. You go out, you wrestle, you destroy your opponent.
Plain and simple, Kielgood. When Mark Stagg and Mr. Big wrestled, they're the 2 greatest
Who you pointing to?
athletes
Big's not here.
in the world, I guess. So it doesn't matter who they wrestle because they're the greatest. They don't have to prepare for anything. When you're the greatest, you're on top. Plain and simple. Did I put it in a
Yeah, anyway, from what I've noticed in the matches with the family, where there's 1, there's 3, or there's 2, there's 3.
That's
It can
because
never be 1-on-1 or
it's a
2-on-2. It's always 2. Yeah, but you think that's fair when one guy's getting his
I don't
can
care.
kicked in,
fair.
and all of a sudden the other 2 jump in?
Bombshell Billy put it last week. You gotta do what you gotta do to win the titles, to keep the titles. You gotta have McCracken come and interfere for you in the steel stable.
No, that's okay for them.
You couldn't win without McCracken. McCracken, come help me. Give me the foreign object. Interfere
Will you
in the
stop
match.
that?
Hit with a chair. Help me win Battle Clash.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
You do what you gotta do to win. But when we do it, then it's a big deal.
Well, let me tell you, Mark Stagg. I got a list of potential partners that this is just a rumor mill. I've heard of rumors that would be Havoc's tag team partner.
Well, let's hear it.
Guy in the club?
I got a couple people.
Wow.
Scotty McCloud, what the? Well, this is just ideas and rumors I'm thinking of. What if it was maybe the Disco Kid?
That little skinny little punk?
Yeah, we hear the Russian Dragons coming out of retirement.
What about,
That'd be the-
what if it was somebody like Tallanuf? What would you do
Oh,
then?
He's already wrestling.
You won't be wrestled.
He's already wrestling.
What if it was somebody like, oh, another name here I got on my list, Pete Doherty, the Duke of Dorchester.
Duke of Dorchester.
Is that like Mario Mancini?
I heard that it was going to be...
Don't bring back Chuck the Milkman Milligan.
Or Choo Choo Chocolate.
Chuck the Milkman Milligan.
Chuck the Junkman Chilligan. You're talking about Jake the Milkman Melvin?
No. I'm talking about Milkman Milligan. That's who I'm talking about.
I heard it was going to be Charlie Folk, but that's... I don't know.
So I heard a name you mentioned. What if it is Choo Choo Chocolate? What do you do then? How do you go against a veteran like that?
Bring out the walking play of the ring.
Oh, man, I'll tell you
great.
something. I know Choo Choo Chocolate. I've wrestled him on several occasions back in Nick Goulis's promotion. Let me tell you this. That guy will smack the taste out of your little snotty
That
mouth.
was 30 years ago, pal.
I've heard rumors that it's Benjamin Halifax the Third.
Yeah.
I really hope so. I would put money on that. I would give money to have that. I really would.
What?
Oh, wait a minute now.
Benjamin.
How much money are you going to give? You going to give it to me?
I'll pay your hospital bill for that. How's that sound?
Are you kidding me? I'll pull a Tyson. I'll go in there and get myself disqualified, take $3 mil.
You'll pull the tights in.
The money goes towards your doctor bills out there.
MC McCracken, you have a title match. World Heavyweight Championship. But not only is this a chance for you to redeem yourself against Bombshell Billy, to prove that you're better than Bombshell Billy, for the student, supposedly, to beat the teacher. Larry Zbyszko, Bruno Sammartino, Shea Stadium, one of the biggest drawing matches of all times. But it's also a chance for you to put Bombshell Billy out of the title picture in the United Wrestling Alliance forever.
Johnny Kielgood,
Right.
last week you heard Bombshell Billy say he's got me cornered.
Right.
And I got a question. What happens if I lose? I'll get a rematch against Bombshell Billy and a shot to win this back.
Okay.
What happens if Bombshell Billy loses? He does not wrestle for a title ever again. Who's got who cornered more?
I don't know.
Who's he got to watch his back? Maybe Devastating Derek? I think that's
Maybe.
about it. I've got
Last
Mark
week,
Stagg.
Bombshell Billy was saying he played this man. Well, I think this man is
Play-
playing Bombshell Billy.
Got him right where I want him.
All right, gentlemen. I think we're about done. Anything in closing?
Bombshell Billy, one thing to say. You will not beat me for the heavyweight title. When I'm through with you, you will never wrestle in the UWA again.
For a title.
Ever again.
For a title.
And
I think
Havoc-
no, I think he's saying he's never.
What? You cripple him? Are you telling me you're going out with the intentions to cripple Bombshell Billy again?
I'm out to cripple him.
Mark Stagg crippled him and put him out of wrestling for about 4 months last year.
Bombshell said last week, whatever it takes to win,
To keep the belt, sick of him
Whatever
sticking
it
his
takes.
nose, he's done. After this match,
as far as Havoc, mystery partner goes,
sorry about that.
we have one thing.
Little fan there.
During Torben. Oh, yeah.
Bring out the hankies, bring out the tissues. You better root for a new
Havoc,
wrestler.
mystery partner.
Lame.
All over.
We got one thing.
I agree.
One thing.
That's a
in
little
mind
Brett
I'm thinking
cry.
of.
Thank you, Ben.
One thing we
We
agree
have
on.
advantage over the mystery partner.
A little punk.
Yeah?
Ass.
Mystery partner?
Metal Bob.
Oh, Bob's a mystery partner?
No, that's one thing we have over the mystery partner.
Oh.
Don't forget about Metal Bob.
He guided Hart and Heavy in the tag team titles a record 5 times.
Exactly.
Is he bringing that experience to you? Is he, what's going on behind the scenes? Is he giving you hints
Why
and
do you
tips?
think we brought him into the family, for God's sakes?
Oh my God,
Oh,
I
and
can't
Kielgood,
imagine.
There's one more thing in closing. There's a stipulation that I know about the title match. I don't know if Bombshell knows
What's
the
that?
other stipulation.
What's that?
It's not just a regular match.
Well, I know
That's
he
the last thing I'm going to go with on that one.
he leaves the. What are you talking about, pal?
What do you
Maybe,
mean?
the president of
You better
the...
ask your
What are you talking about?
I'm not saying anything else.
We gotta get away here. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us
It was your
The
pleasure.
pleasure was all yours.
live from Hinsdale, New York. The family. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. That was MC Magtastic McCracken and Superstar Mark Stagg, both world champions here in the United Wrestling Alliance, live from Hinsdale, New York,
Oh my God.
right there in the Hinsdale Fire Department.
Wow. Is that where they were?
That's right where they were.
Woo! They must have been with KG's ex-boyfriend then. Ben, we've got action.
Alrighty then.
My eyes are stinging, pal. All right, fans, we're ready. Live via satellite. Ray Vassell is with Devastating Derek, and this ought to be an interesting interview indeed. Can we cut to the other? Let's cut to the satellite feed where Ray Vassell is standing by with a former world heavyweight champion on the 1 week before one of the most important matches of his career.
Hello, I'm Ray Vassell with the UWA Ringmasters, and I am at Devastating Derek's home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I am awaiting his presence, and he should be coming in any moment now. How you doing, champ?
I've had better days, Raymond. I've had better days. All I've been able to do for the past week, 2 weeks since I signed this match is wonder what the hell I was thinking. It's laid on the line. It's as simple as this. 1 week from tonight, I go into the ring against Tallanuf, and if I don't beat him, if I'm not the best I've ever been before in my life, if I haven't trained hard enough, I will never set foot in the ring again, Ray Vassell. I'll never set foot in the ring again.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about putting your career? I mean, you love this business. You've been here, you've been in this business for such a lengthy period of time, and to put it up, I mean, like that. I mean, who's to say that Tallanuf's not going to have some cronies come in the ring and tip the tables in his favor?
Well, I've thought about that. I've thought about that a lot. And I'm going to have a surprise for everyone. Let's just say an insurance policy. In the immortal words of Shawn Michaels, I'll have my own insurance policy next week at the Summer Sizzler. Devastating Derek does not go to the ring alone, because I know Tallanuf, and I know corporal punishment, and I know the rest of the lot that he's got with him. And next week at the Summer Sizzler, when I step down those stairs and I walk that aisle, I promise you I will not be alone, because this is too important. This match is too important. And for all of you who are saying, yeah, you're going to be with Bombshell Billy, no. Not with Bombshell Billy. A totally different person. One that you're never going to believe. It's going to be in my corner, watching my back, next week at the Summer Sizzler, Ray Vassell.
Little tidbits on who it might be?
No tidbits on who it might be. Absolutely not. I'm not stupid.
Even off camera?
No, can't do it. Loose lips sink ships. You're the commissioner. You're a suit now.
Okay.
What else you want to talk about? You want to talk about my career? You want to talk about how great my career has been? How, like you said, I live for this? Yeah, I live for this. I get up every day and I'm worrying about the show. I get up every day and I'm worrying about the wrestlers, the athletes. I get up every day and I'm wondering who's going to come at me next. I'm wondering what we can do to entertain the fans, what I can do to entertain the fans a little bit better. Because whether you love me or whether you hate me, I swear that I go out there week in and week out and I put everything I have into every time I wrestle. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you do like it. It's just the way I am. I'm out there to entertain. I'm out there to make sure when the fans turn on the UWA Ringmasters, yeah, I know, it's only a local cable show. We're only on 2-3 cable systems around Central New York. I understand that. But I also understand that how many other people aren't on a local cable show? How many people aren't doing this? How many people aren't being watched? How many people aren't getting fan mail? How many people aren't getting letters written in every week, suggesting this, criticizing that, praising this? Well, every little bit of that goes into me, and I try every time I go out in that ring to be a little bit better, to do something a little bit different. We don't have an official wrestling ring. We don't have, we've got low ceilings, so it's tough for us to do all the moves we want to do, or that we do when we wrestle out of town. But we still go out there and make do. And yeah, there's days when I don't want to stand up. Bombshell Metal Bob's had injuries. Everyone's had injuries. Bombshell Billy, as we speak, is down and is up in the Adirondacks in his log cabin. I've heard he's thinking about taking a trip to the hospital this week for nerve damage that he might have suffered in that match with Metal Bob a few weeks back. So, this isn't an easy sport. It's not a game to us. It's pain, blues, and agony. And anyone who's taken a bump on that canvas once or twice understands.
But I can say, being with the UWA as long as I have, that it is growing.
Yeah. We get calls every day, all the time, from people who want to join. I've got calls from Empire State Game athletes, amateur wrestlers, the men who are graduating college and were high school athletes and college athletes who want in, and it's just tough to train everyone. The last person I trained was Tallanuf, and look how that turned out. I started the man.
Something about Kowalski Jr.
I started the man in the business, and next week I finished the man in the business. So Kowalski Jr., I know you've been sitting home and you've had a lot of time to think. You've had a lot of time to think sitting on your big, tall ass. Well, the thinking is over, because next week I'm calling you out. And if you're man enough, you're going to put on those size 312 canoes. The only guy I know who doesn't even need water skis to ski is use those big feet of his. So you put on those giant Winnebagos, slap them on, lace them up, put on your little green or purple pants with the lightning bolts. Because Kowalski Jr., when I get you in that ring, I'm going to turn into a cannibal and I'm going to eat my own creation. You are going to go down. In the immortal words of Bruno Sammartino to Larry Zbyszko, bite me. It's as simple as that. Anything else?
Before Tallanuf got suspended, he was with corporal punishment. Do you think he has any play on your career match or some involvement?
I wouldn't be surprised. They come out like two dorks with these little camouflage things covering their noses down like we don't know who they are. Like there's 45 other 7'4" jackasses walking around. By the way, is that hair or those nerve endings you got going on there tall enough? And then we've got corporal punishment. I call him Little Tug. Little Tug comes out there with a little Sprout and a Jolly Green Giant. Come out there like we're not supposed to know who they are because they're suspended, and they jump me in Bombshell and make us lose our reunion match. One of the biggest matches of the year, one of the biggest matches the fans have been looking forward to, and I've been personally looking forward to. And they ruin everything for us. And that's when I said right then and there, that's it. This place is not big enough for Tallanuf, and it's not big enough for Devastating Derek. Because I got an ego, Ravis up. I got an ego. Bombshell Billy's got an ego. Tallanuf's got an ego. McCracken's got an ego. And it's just, there's not enough room. So it's like this. Tallanuf, when you come down that aisle next week, you better be trained. You better be working over the arms and working over the legs. You better be taking bumps over the top rope in practice, because I'm going to knock your teeth out. Remember what I did to you last time? I whacked you with a chair, and you were out. You couldn't make your guest appearances. You couldn't make your personal appearances because you had a big swollen jaw looking like Chip and Dale with big nuts stored in your cheek. Probably corporal punishment.
It was good, but not supposed to say.
I mean peanuts.
Oh, okay.
Peanuts.
Okay, great.
And Metal Bob, I haven't forgotten about you. I have not forgotten about you. 22 years. Next month.
Let me ask you a question.
22 years.
Before you go into that, Metal Bob, you think he was drawn into family by money? Or by the fact that he couldn't stand being in your shadow?
I think Metal Bob, plain and simply put, couldn't stand, as long as he was a manager, managing the greatest talent on earth, Bombshell Billy and Devastating Derek, he was alright. He had his spots. We all had our spots, and we did them very well. But then Metal Bob decided he was going to make his comeback. He was going to become a wrestler. He was going to become the wrestler he never was during the first part of his career before his injury. So he wins the title. He does all kinds of stuff, and he has a hell of a lot of success. Excuse me. Gets to his head a little bit, and I think he says, you know what? I'm a third wheel. I'm a third wheel here. Because all you hear about when the three of us are together is hard and heavy with Metal Bob. And this is the way he thinks. Instead of figuring out that he was as important to us, there wouldn't have been a hard and heavy without Metal Bob. Bombshell Billy and Devastating Derek. It was a three-man unit. We tore up the Gulf Atlantic coast for years. We tore up the Mid-South region for years. We went all over the place. We had our feuds with the Fantastics, with the Midnight Express. We did it all back in the early 80s. And Metal Bob finally said, it's my time to shine. So instead of, and he was doing fine. I don't understand what happened to him. The family somehow got to him, and it's no secret that Mark Stagg has been a friend to us for many years. Four of us started out in this business together, and the four of us are going to end this business together. So anytime you two boys, after this is all over with, Tallanuf's out of the UWA, Bombshell Billy's the world champion again, and everything's back to normal, in a peaceful, blissful UWA, and I'm one half of the World Tag Team Champions and the Intercontinental TV Champion. Oh, by the way, did I let you in on that plan?
No, you didn't tell me either.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out after this week. I'm going after the gold again. And I'm telling you right now, when it's all said and done, Bombshell Billy and Devastating Derek have one thing on our minds right now. Mark Stagg and Metal Bob against Bombshell Billy and Devastating Derek. Hook it up for WrestleTricity. Hook it up for September. If I'm still around, which I plan on being, I guarantee you, at WrestleTricity, myself, Bombshell Billy are putting out a challenge to Metal Bob and Mark Stagg. We want you two in the main event, September, WrestleTricity. Never happened before. The four best friends who started out in this business, remember this? Remember that? The four of us who started out in this business together have gone through hell and high water together. Before this all happened a few months ago, we all got together one last time. And we talked about the old times, the ducks in the bathtub, Rico Youngblood, Rectal Itch. We talked about it all. Remember it, gentlemen?
Rectal what?
Bombshell Billy and Devastating Derek. You two and us two, the first time ever. It's not going to be pretty. So that means one thing. In order to make it to that match, in order to get that dream match, and that is a dream match, the four former best friends who grew up together, went to high school together, went to junior high school together, played in bands together. We did everything together when we were kids. The four of us, inseparable. You don't believe it? I'll show you videotapes of the four of us together when we were 12 years old, when we were 14 years old. Up until our graduations. I got it all. I've got it all. But in order to get to that match, in order to be able to do that, Bombshell Billy has to accomplish his goal. Devastating Derek has to accomplish his goal. And that's going to happen at the Summer Sizzler. That's all I have to say, Ray Vassell. Got a lot of things to do. I've got to contemplate. This could be my last week ever in the business. I'm heading to Mexico for a 3-night tour. Heading back up to Pennsylvania, South Atlantic, wrestling. And then I'm on the Summer Sizzler. Can't get that damn name right. It's like Bret Hart in the SummerSlam. The Summer Sizzler. I'm going to be there. Thank you, Raven Vassell.
Nice tan, by the way.
If you don't mind, get the hell out of my house.
Nice tan, though.
I got some biatches coming over. They're going to help me. You understand? They're going to help me.
So there you have it. Words from Devastating Derek on his career match in the UWA. Let's hope this won't be his last.
Conchita! Where the hell are my clean towels? I got to hop in the shower, Toots. Get them down here. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
My goodness. Devastating Derek there. A little upset with Conchita. Give me a break. Rave sailed down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I do not envy you, pal. I do not envy you. But Devastating Derek seems focused. He seems like he knows where he wants to go. And he seems like he knows that if he does not, in fact, defeat Tallanuf, he will not be able to get to that new bombshell match of Metal Bob and Mark Stagg against Bombshell Billy and Devastating Derek. He called it out for WrestleTricity. And by the look on the commissioner's face, I saw dollar signs in his eyes. Looks like he's pretty thrilled with that. But in order to do that, he's got to go through Tallanuf. And Tallanuf had a few things to say about that.
So, and I got a very interesting interview for you folks at home with El Diablo Blanco and Tallanuf. Come on, gentlemen. How you doing there?
Nice to see you. Nice to see me again.
Word is, tall man, that you have a career match with Devastating Derek.
First of all, small man, you gotta reinstate me back into this UWA before I could go and kick Devastating Derek's ass.
Reinstate.
I know about the ring. Just for my friend,
Reinstate.
Devastating Derek, here it is. This man, as of this date, is now reinstated into the UWA for the career match. And I can't wait to see you go, my friend. Can't wait to see you go.
Don't be impartial, aren't you?
Impartial?
Don't be impartial, are you not?
I was attacked.
Don't ever again
That was a
hold the
long time
microphone
ago.
up to my mouth, and when I'm about to speak, pull it away.
Let me tell you something.
You're not gonna tell me nothing. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Because of you, I've got this match. No, you know who I'm talking to. Because of you, I've got this match. Okay? Because of you. Now, you're fired, pal.
Hey.
That was real necessary. If you ask me that again, I'm gonna pick you up the same way and throw you over there. What do you think about that? Now, Devastating Derek, at the Summer Sizzler tour, I'm gonna kick your ass just like I did to Diablo. What do you think about that?
Can't wait to see you go, my friend. There's your interview.
And shut your mouth, because I'm still right here. I said shut